How's it going, everybody? This is Novakast back with another video for you guys. And with this one, we are going to be responding to, or at least reacting to, actually, no, reviewing. There we go, that's the proper word. Reviewing the next episode for Final Space. This is episode 2. And, oh boy, this was fun. Also, because I keep forgetting to say it, spoilers for everybody. For those who've not watched it, if you haven't, go check it out. So far, this show's been a lot of fun. So, to an extent, Avocado, this character that they came across in the last episode, is captured by Gary, and to some extent, a probe shows up onto the ship, and they proceed to try and go after the person who owned the probe, that being this bounty hunter by the name of Turk. So they go to this civilization, or I want to say like this base or whatever, called, I think, Terracon Prime, which is a alien civilization. They both go there and try to find out where this guy Turk is at. Well, turns out, one, they do find him, and not only that, but apparently Turk has information for Avocado about his son. Actually, before I continue with that, because there's actually something that was really funny. At some point, after they land, they have to go find papers for Gary, or identification papers. And at first Gary's like, oh no, I don't want to get identification papers. And Avocado explains that the reason they need to get him is because if they don't, and if he doesn't have identification papers, he will be liquefied. And we get to see this take place when a simple food vendor shows up, or at least is trying to give Gary food. And I guess security is asking for papers, and when he runs off, they liquefy him like right in front of Gary. And so what ends up happening is they go to another alien who is, I guess, an acquaintance of Avocado, and I guess to pay him back gives Gary, or lends Gary, I'm not kidding when I say this, the skin of a dead female alien for him to wear. Because apparently this person had identification papers, and instead of actually getting Gary papers, they figured, just disguise him. So that ends up happening. And what happens next is actually really funny, where they get separated. Gary ends up being, I guess, identified and then shot into like a kind of like one of those mail tube things that you would see like at a post office, and is shot into the family of the dead alien. And it gets worse and worse with Gary, because at some point, because the dead alien female had 2 children, and as they're trying to show their affection for their mother, I'm using quotes, their quote-unquote mother, they accidentally rip the skin in half, revealing Gary, and Gary bolts out of there. And this is around the same time that after, while this is all happening, Avocado finds his son with the information of the dead, dead Turk killed by Avocado. But it turns out it's a trap. Avocado gets captured. Gary witnesses part of this as Avocado is brought forth to the Lord Commander, which, by the way, fun fact, and I was actually really, really surprised to see this, because I'm listening to the Lord Commander, I'm thinking, why does his voice sound so familiar? And I realized after looking up IMDb, it's David freaking Tennant, or David Tennant, the 10th Doctor from Doctor Who. I mean, yeah, he's played some other stuff that I really enjoy, but at the same time, it's like David fucking Tennant. He actually does a really cool, creepy voice too with this alien. For a second, I'm like, I've heard this voice before. Where have I heard it? But all in all, it's just the fan of me kind of got the best of me. But anyways, Avocado's being tortured. Then Gary, just kind of the knucklehead that he is, shows up out of nowhere and proceeds to try and save Avocado, but ends up getting captured thanks to Avocado telling him, hey, if I give you this guy, you can get E35-1. And as Gary is about to be freaking tortured by the Lord Commander, Avocado almost leaves, but then comes back because he feels sorry for Gary. And we witness a very gruesome scene where actually it's both gruesome and hilarious as Gary's arm is ripped off by the Lord Commander's powers. And I think the funniest thing is when you see Gary screaming, because it is like this whole scene is really freaking hilarious, especially with him like gushing blood everywhere, like, oh my gosh, he tore off my arm, ah! Oh my gosh, it was so funny. And then he's all flipping out. They try to escape, and at some point they try to commandeer 2 ships. Now, I could be wrong, but there were 2 ships. One of them I definitely think was from Rick and Morty, the space cruiser that Rick has. The other one, which is like the first one that like kind of flies away, I'm pretty sure this was, oh gosh, what was it called? I know it. What was it? For some reason it kind of reminded me of the ship from Bucky O'Hare. That's what it was, Bucky O'Hare. But again, it looks similar, and then just realizing, thinking back at the show as well as this, I mean, they look like totally different ships, but it looked close. But anyways, they escape. Freaking Gary gets a new robotic arm because during the whole escape, he lost his old arm. And the episode ends with Avocado's son being transported somewhere else by the orders of the Lord Commander. Oh, and before I forget, we also had a couple scenes with Quinn. Sorry, I don't know why I said Gwen. But Quinn, who is at this point, or at least for the story-wise, is called to investigate a downed ship and realizes that it might be something greater than just human error, as her commanding officers are calling it. So she basically commandeers a ship of her own and proceeds to go off into space to see what's going on. But anyway, that was pretty much most of the episode, and all in all, that was actually really good. Funniest scene, oh gosh, there's actually 2, and it's probably just for the gruesome factor, I guess both gruesome and hilarious was the whole family scene, as well as Gary's arm with that whole scenario, because all in all, it's both gruesome and funny at the same time. But anywho, that was so anyways, that's my review / reaction / thoughts on Final Space Season 1 Episode 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this particular video. I know I certainly enjoyed this episode. And like I said, if you guys watch my videos, please watch the show before, because I do talk about spoilers. And with that, I'm going to continue watching the show and produce more videos for this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.